Welcome back, wandering minds, to the Cognitive Woods, Season 2, The Lantern's Trail. Today is Episode 12, Practice Walking the Trail. You've designed your path, picked your lantern, and thought carefully about where you want to end up. But everyone knows the experience. There you are, holding a beautiful map, but the world as it unfolds underfoot always begs new decisions, wild improvisations, and unguessable obstacles. The plan, brilliant and clear at your desk, is only your legend. Only stepping onto the earth makes that legend real. On the lantern's trail, practice is the art of moving from imagining your questions to living them out where it's muddy, uneven, and filled with surprises worth noticing. Why practice? Why not just plans? Research and, frankly, life experience both tell us. Perseverance with learning, building attention, memory, and grit never happens through abstract planning alone. The attention literacy framework features practice as the core cycle. This is where all our thoughtful maps meet weather, sore muscles, and much more than failure, real adaptation. Practicing, trying, reflecting, iterating changes work into something more human and alive than the stuff found in any textbook or diagram. Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset famously showed that real brain change is about leaning into effective struggle, working through micro frustrations, not just scripting the perfect day on paper. Imagine learning to skate. You can study how edges work and count laps, but until you test your balance, and yes, wobble or fall, a future glide is all theory. The trail breaths back. So let's get muddy. You may recall times you kept reciting, "I know the trail," but a muddy bank or overgrown limb taught you differently. Real trails are changed 100 times a week. Animals lay fresh prints. Spring runoff hides old blazes, and sometimes you, even you, invent the shortcut no one marked on the map. In practice, your journey becomes not just about covering distance, but noticing how dexterous, focused endurance and self-correction come together in motion. Imagination fades, and that's good. Presence comes sharply alive. Expanded classroom, home, and team scenarios. The Classroom Campaign. Ms. Shu's fourth graders enter a project with a week-by-week investigation. Brainstorming ideas goes as planned, but faced with new microscope slides, wild reluctance and confusion arrive. Rather than shame students or rush to more instructions, Ms. Shu pauses the whole class. Count 3 things that feel confusing, wild, or even silly. Where do you lose track? As kids process out loud, normalizing the difficulty, they reflect on where attention wanes and courage grows strongest. She has them practice reset routines. Look up, stretch, shake out your hands, state one thing going well, re-enter where you left off. Students start reporting, even celebrating messy wins. "I found a fungus by accident. Marcus, your way of drawing helped." 10 minutes of practiced attention yields new skills manuals can't provide. Family at the edge. A parent reels from a difficult dinner after school. Things go sideways, blaming, digressions, jokes to dodge tension. In private, one kid wonders, did it always go wrong, or was there a turning point? The family, rather than default to directives, tries a debrief walk, narrating the trouble out loud. Maybe even walking in real woods, with literal lanterns in tow. How could we pause faster tomorrow? Who else gets rowdy at this time of day? How would you coach a new family through their daily grind? Here, practice is joint resilience. It moves the family script from finger pointing to group action. Professional life. Imagine a medical care team, fatigue mounting, plans colliding. Team leader Marcos schedules attention rounds. Each staff member shares one moment they got off track. I multitasked badly at 4 p.m. And one surprise source of joy, a great question from a patient or a quick reset after an error. It's not for performance reviews, but to make practice and renewal visible, vivid, respectful, real. Science, why is practicing questions so powerful? One reason is physiological. Doing something, not just reviewing or planning, cements brain pathways. It works for first graders trying new reading strategies, scientists at the bench confronting failed experiments, and executives guiding whole teams through organizational change. Pausing to notice struggle mid-practice, here's where my mind wandered, is directly linked to better learning outcomes well beyond just correct recall. Almost any researcher, see Sweller, Richhart, Costa and Kallick, Dweck, and mindfulness training evidence, will tell you reflection, not perfection, is the actual path to attention stamina. Tactics for real practice. Iterative miles. Small, steady steps. Try a micro-sized new habit for a week before reviewing or adding stretch. Notice and name. The hiccup. When frustration arises, voice the problem neutrally. Example, somewhere I got stuck. Where did my attention fade? How long did it take before I recognized it? Switch the setting. Read or solve in a new spot or at a fresh time. Change helps both body and attention recover. Accountability. Buddy/witness. Share your hiccup and tiny win with someone meaningful for humor and camaraderie. Play and permission. Reframe mistakes for humor. How many weird mistakes before I want lunch? Above all, practice cultivates the raw stamina, the weatherproofing of agency and attention, because it's tuned and retuned in motion. Addressing mindset blocks. Some listeners or learners will feel exposed, but won't mistakes look weak? Aren't we supposed to get it right the first time? Research is crystal clear. The only truly failed practice is not showing up or giving up silently. The courage isn't in avoiding embarrassment, but in making one more honest effort. Families may fear routine struggle demotivates. But showing practice as dynamic creates emotional safety, a culture of iteration, process, lived-in growth. Celebrating the little wins. Mini reflection. Let's pause in real time. Together now. Take a breath. Think of one place you practiced attention in the last 24 hours, even fleetingly. Did anything surprise or humble you? That reflection multiplies value. As researchers suggest, picking out even the smallest successful habit or shifted intention is a predictor of future growth and transfer. Forest closing and glance ahead. All through the woods, the traces of yesterday's and last year's wanderers, big old boot prints, child-sized skips, half-completed boardwalks remind us. Progress only looks neat in hindsight. In real time, it's thrilling and often quite a mess. Every honest step, trailblazed by presence, makes tomorrow's map easier for everyone. As we move toward our next gathering, our lantern-lit reflection, let today's effort, every micro habit, every gradually steadied attention, every oops, I'll try again with laughter instead of scorn, be honored as proof you're truly walking, not just theorizing. Until the next clearing, may your practice be noticed, known, celebrated, and always just wild enough to reveal what questions and learning you actually care about. The forest trails you too, friend, and rewards each muddy, bright, bold stride.